Well, what's up, guys? This is Jay from COI. So, I've been hearing a lot of comparisons between the Spanish flu of 1918 and the coronavirus that we're currently going through now. Um, and I can see the similarities in a lot of ways. There are differences, and I'll get to those here in a second. One, I want to make this note because I am from Kansas, and so I guess if you're proud of your state, you should talk about things that originated in your state. But the coronavirus, or not the coronavirus, but the Spanish flu, 1918, actually in the early 1900s, actually came from Kansas. The deadly strain that we all know as the Spanish flu, yeah, that didn't really come. Yes, it originated in a different country, but it was not incredibly deadly. It mutated when it came back, and it basically the first real case of it was here in Kansas. So, yay, go Kansas! Um, but there's other similarities with the coronavirus, um, and I think the biggest one is it's just like a healthcare pandemic fear um, that's kind of growing here in this country. But there's also differences, and the differences I think should be maybe noted a little bit more. And they're not going to be the same differences that you think, because you're going to say, yes, the Spanish flu, the mortality rate was a lot higher than the coronavirus. And I would say, most likely. We don't know 100% because the coronavirus isn't quote unquote done yet. The epidemic hasn't reached its pinnacle and came down. So we really don't know. Even in countries like China, where they're all starting to get back to normal life, a lot of people think there's going to be a second wave. So ultimately, we have no idea. I think the coronavirus is a more, in an odd manner, it's a slower moving, you know, virus, and the Spanish flu was really quick. I mean, it was, it was for about 2 months or so is when it was real bad. But at its peak, the Spanish flu was awful. I mean, people were dying every 9 minutes. There was someone died in Boston. Boston alone. They had uh, thousands and thousands of cases of it, and it was awful. And one thing that I did notice, and some interesting things, is I kind of researched the Spanish flu. In 1918, they also had a World Series, and I happened to see something about the World Series, and I noticed there was a lot of people in the stands. I saw parades from 1918. A lot of people. And I thought, well, no, come on, this is an incredibly deadly flu. Like I get, why some people aren't taking the coronavirus serious, but good God, the Spanish flu was, I mean, far more evident to be deadly than the coronavirus has made itself known to be yet. And we're at we're at the the beginning stages. During the World Series, they were like at the pinnacle of the Spanish flu. So I was wondering, like, why are there so many people there? And I start to kind of look, and I found out some interesting things. And here's some takeaways. And these are the differences, and these are the differences that actually can help us in the long run. Number one, so in 1918, it was actually illegal for newspapers to print anything that was demoralizing to the American people or that spoke ill of the American government. Yeah, believe it or not, here in America, we didn't really have First Amendment rights. And as late as 1918, they were heavily pushed not to say anything bad about the government, which is crazy because it's like 102 years ago. It's not that long ago, and I haven't even looked honestly to when freedom of the press became a bigger issue and they were able to say whatever they wanted about the government. But anyway, yeah, so that's why people were at the World Series and the parades and stuff because they didn't know. Yeah, I think once there was a few people at work that started to get more people at work. Okay, this is kind of a thing. But they'd go home, they'd see their newspaper, and there was nothing there. Oh, okay, we're good. Now, the other reason why they downplayed the Spanish flu in 1918 is because they didn't want people to save their money, because they wanted people to buy war bonds. And so this extrapolated into this giant, like, let's say, pandemic, basically, because of lack of information. And all at the head was our government. They're completely responsible for why this became so deadly and spread so massively. And so the difference is we actually know. We I truly believe right now our government and CDC and the agencies that we have, the government that we all think maybe they overstep a little too much and they have too much, input. But I do believe that they're telling us the truth, and they're trying to tell us to give us the best guidelines to, not have a repeat of 1918. I truly do. So we have that knowledge. And we also, in turn, have a government who instead wants our money, is highly thinking about giving us money to help us stay at home. For those people who, which is a majority of Americans, so don't feel bad, but for those people who couldn't save money, here, take this so you can stay, so you can eat, so you can pay your rent, so you can honestly, what most politicians want is to keep the economy going, which is fine because in the situation, it's the best thing to do. But I just found it very interesting that those two factors made the Spanish flu so deadly. And we have that advantage, and I just hope everyone uses that advantage. Anyway, guys, that's it for me. You guys all stay safe, stay healthy, stay at home. Talk to you later.